Hi everybody, this is Luke D, and this is Biology 2013, and these are the course expectations for the class. Alright, let's go over this real quick. So, most important to you, grades. Grades are going to be online all the time. I use a program called ThinkWave. Some of you have used it before. It's really easy to use. I'm going to hand you guys a piece of paper after we figure out email addresses that gives you specific instructions on how to log in and how to pull up your grades. So, one thing about that, if I give you 24/7 access to your grades, you can never ask me about your grade. You can never say, what is my grade in this class? That's just not going to fly. Um, and if I do make a mistake on your grades, it's not because I don't like you, it's probably just because I messed up on when I was typing something in. But don't tell me in the middle of class, at the beginning of class, or after class, because I will guarantee you that I will forget. So make sure that you come see me after class ends or sometime when I'm not in class, and I'll fix it right away on my computer. I should be able to fix it on my phone shortly, but that takes a little bit longer. The class grading system goes as follows. An A plus is 100 to a 97, A 93, and then you can just see the rest of the grades here all the way down to an F. I would say most of the grades generally are around this kind of area here. As far as being in on class, I hate when people are late. So I like to be able to walk into class and just get started right away. So when people walk in late, it irritates me. That's one of my peeves. Just don't do it. If you are late because, well, actually for any reason, just make sure you get a note. So if you were with a teacher, get a note. If you were with an advisor, get a note. If you were at gym or with a coach, get a note. And if you were just late, just stop by the office and get a note on your way in. I understand things come up, but just make sure you have a written reason that you were late. When class starts, I want you to be in class at your desk sitting, and I want your binders open so that you can ready to take notes or we're ready to get started and do whatever we have to do. If during the course of the class you feel the extreme desire to text somebody, or you just need to go to the bathroom, or I don't know, you just want to blow your nose and you're embarrassed, you don't want to do it in class, don't ask me about it. Just go. If you keep leaving too much, then I'll stop you and try to figure out what's going on. But most of the times, I really don't care. You got to do what you got to do. Go out, come back, and we'll be good. Let's see. When you're in class, don't bring your backpack in. Where most of our classes are going to be in a really expensive lab area, and I just don't want anybody to trip or spill anything, or accidentally put their backpack down in like pig liver juice, or I don't know, pick up a DNA stain or a cancer-causing agent, and have that rub on them all day, or disintegrate their bag with some acid. That's just better not to bring your bag in. So you're going to bring a few things. You're going to bring a 3-ring binder. It is going to be a 1.5-inch 3-ring binder. It's not going to be a binder with all your classes in it. It's going to be one specifically for bio. And like I said, 3-ring, 1.5-inch, not 2-inch, not 0.5-inch, 1.5-inch 3-ring binder. Something to write with, a pen, pencil, and then something other than your original color. So if you have a blue pen, make sure that you have a black one as well. If you have a black pen, you can have a highlighter or a pencil, whatever. Just make sure you have 2 different ways to write down things. Obviously, you're going to want something to write things down on, so bring in some blank paper. And we are going to be subdividing our notes, so if you could get some of those section dividers, I'm pretty sure the bookstore has them, get those. When handing in assignments, every assignment, actually any piece of paper that I give you ever, immediately write your last name down on it and the date. I guarantee one point during this year I'm going to have a quiz where I'm going to hand out a piece of paper, and then I'm going to say, stop, put your pens down, and I'm going to just pick that piece of paper back up, and those of you that have the date and your last name on it will get points, and those of you that don't will not. So that's a real easy way to get points. It's another one of my pet peeves, so make sure that you're putting the date down. I don't like emailing assignments. I get a lot of emails a day, and I just don't like having to add to them. So if you're late, don't worry about your assignment. Sorry, not late. absent, absent is different than late. If you're late, make sure you bring your assignment. But if you're absent, just bring your assignment in the next day. Don't give it to a friend. Don't run out with a fever trying to get it to me. Don't email it to me. Just when you get back to class, give it to me. As far as posting assignment goes, all your assignments will be posted here on liquidbio.com. So there's the address, and then you go to this link down here. That's Biology 1, Introduction to Molecular Biology in the Context of Thought. And here you can see is the first week's assignments. This is what you're supposed to do, and this is where you find things that you are supposed to do things with. Yeah. So this is an article you're supposed to read, this is a video, and this is a CPK color guide that I want you to print out. All videos and everything will be over here kind of adjacent to the assignments. The most important thing for you is to remember that don't trust this site until 4 o'clock of the day of the assignment. So if you're trying to figure out if you have homework on Monday, you can check Monday at 3:30, and this will probably give you a pretty good idea of what you have to do. But make sure you check Monday after 4 o'clock. So at like 4:01, I may have posted something, or at 4 o'clock I may have posted something. It comes up. Make sure you check at 4:01 so that you don't miss it. As far as quizzes go, most of our quizzes are going to be on the relevant material from the previous week. But anything and everything we do in class is always fair game for a quiz. This class is cumulative, which means you have to know the beginning stuff in order to be able to do the end stuff. I'm going to stop that one. Alright, so back to policies. I don't like messy handwriting. I hate trying to read stuff and not being able to. I think you can understand that. So whenever possible, type your stuff up and hand it in. Make sure, of course, that the date and your name is on it. Just put it on the front of the paper. Don't do it on the back like some of the English teachers like you to do. Just let's make everything as easy as possible. So like name, assignment, date. That should be pretty easy. Okay, lab policies. Now, Room 104 is the lab, and if you've never been in there before, there's lots of things that, well, you can hurt yourself on. You can hurt yourself on. So don't mess around in there. That means like no kung fu. That means like no standing on desks and proclaiming things. No football. No shooting pieces of paper into the wastebaskets. No tossing things to each other at all. So guys, if you mess up in there, you can pretty easily cost the school and us thousands of dollars. And we worked really hard to get that equipment together, and the people that are using it will kill you if you destroy their equipment. There's absolutely no food allowed in 104 ever. So the reason for that is because it's a lab, we can get spot checked by this company called OSHA. And if we get spot checked and there's food in there of any kind that is basically not part of an experiment, then we're nailed and we can't do experiments in there anymore. And again, the kids that are doing the experiments will then kill you. On lab days, I'll tell you if you need to bring your safety goggles beforehand, but bring your binder for sure. Again, your pencils, your computer, smartphone, tablet, and pad. Clothing and attire, this is mainly for girls. Long hair must be pulled back. So again, let's say you're working over something and you're concentrating and you're a girl, and then let's say you're dissecting a pig and you go to look sideways. Well, you just dunked your hair in pig juice. You don't want to do that. We're going to be working with scalpels and scissors and bone saws at some points. So make sure you wear closed-toed shoes in case you drop anything on them. Nothing dangly. And if you want to wear like a pair of sweats and a sweatshirt to lab days, just so you don't get anything on yourself, that's cool. Don't be late to class. So if you need a little bit of a relax on the lab days, specifically to change into something that you won't mess up, I'll kind of let that go. Make sure that you grab your safety goggles and that you grab them from chem. Make sure you put them in your locker. So when I need them, I don't want you to have to go, oh, I don't know where they are, and freak out. So again, safety goggles, put them in your locker. Make sure you go get them from Chem. If you're absent, don't come to me and say, I was absent, what am I going to miss? We work pretty hard trying to keep this thing updated and pretty like, what's the word for all the stuff you need on it? Whatever that is, it is. So we're going to have generated a contact list pretty soon. Use that contact list to call your friends or call people in the class if no one likes you, and get the notes for the class, and then that's it. So get the notes, look them over, do the assigned reading, watch the videos, do everything that's up on the website, and then if you still have questions afterwards, actually don't come to me right away. Try to talk to somebody about them, and they should be able to help you. And then come talk to me with any other questions you have. I just ask that if you come to talk to me with questions, make sure that you know what your questions are, and you don't come up and say, hey, I wasn't here yesterday and I don't get it. And because I'll just look at you blankly, or I'll yell at you, or I don't know. Something's going to happen. It's probably not going to be good. Gist of that, make sure that you do your work before you come see me for help. If you need extra help, I am available to you. I will make sure that I make myself available to you. But I'm going to ask that you guys do me a favor and email me about like a day or a specific time that you want to meet. And I will make sure that you have my schedule so that you know what days and times I can meet. So generally suggest a day and a couple times that you want to meet, and I'll make something available for you. Or you can just stop in and say, hey, can I have 10 minutes of your time on Tuesday? And I'll tell you when I have time, and we'll make it work. Don't be offended if I'm talking to somebody when you walk in and I just completely ignore you. I have like no attention span, so if I divert my attention at all, I'll completely forget what I'm doing, and then my students will get pissed at me. I am around during CP, and I will make myself available, but again, email me, because if you don't email me and if I don't know that you're coming, then I'll go do lab work. If I'm not around and you need help right away, you can generally talk to Dr. Thompson, who sits on the desk behind me, or Mr. Maxwell, who sits in the other bio office right next to 104. I talk to them a lot about what I'm doing, so they generally have a pretty good idea of what's going on in class. That should be it. So let's do a quick review here. Grades on thinkwave.com. Classroom, bring something to write with. Bring your 1.5-inch 3-ring binder. Make sure that your name and date is written on all assignments. Don't screw around in lab or I will eat you. Yes, and don't come to me right away if you're absent. And make sure that you email me if you want extra help. Again, guys, I actually kind of like working with you guys when you need help, because it's one-on-one interaction, and I learn a lot more about what you guys are thinking when we do that. So if you've been told that I hate meeting with students, don't listen to that. I would like to meet with you. Just make sure that I'm available. So, oh, and if you don't like me, go see another teacher. That's absolutely cool. Or if you don't like my teaching style, so if you don't get the way I teach, or you don't understand what's going on and you heard it from me already and it's just not making sense, go to another teacher, because a lot of times hearing it in a different way will help you. Alright, I think that's about it. Don't be late. Ask for extensions early, and be a good person. Alright, that's it. Have a good day.